Welcome back to another episode of Joyful on Purpose. My name is Megan. I'm a mom to one toddler, and the Lord's been leading me to gather and share the wisdom of the mothers around me. So that's what we're doing here today. I'm very excited to have my friend Elizabeth with me. We're going to talk a little bit about adoption and twins and just all kind of good things like that. Could you just start by telling us the number of children that you have and their age range?
All right. So I have 5 boys.
Okay. Yes. Trooper.
The age range is kind of fun. Mm-hmm. So my oldest is 35.
Okay.
31, 30, and then 14-year-old twins.
Yes. So there's a little bit more to the age gap than what many might assume.
Yes.
Could you just explain that a little bit more for us?
So, okay. When I was 42, and my older boys were, and I wrote it down so that I would remember their ages at the time. So my oldest was 21.
Okay.
The middle one was 17, and the youngest was 15 at the time. I got a phone call from my dad saying that he needed help. That the twins, which were my great nephews, were at his house, and he needed me. So we went there and gathered them up. They were being taken into custody from GSS. So we took them home, and that was the beginning of a new adventure.
Yeah, for sure. And what was that like to suddenly have another set of young children while still raising your older children?
Some of it, I don't remember some of it because it was so crazy.
The Lord's gift to us.
Yes, it was so crazy.
Chaos.
So nighttime, I think, was the hard time for us because one of the twins had night terrors. So they were about 9 months old when we brought them into our home, almost 10 months old. And he would have night terrors. So not only was I going from my youngest being 15 to babies again, but those night terrors that was crazy. So it was a challenge, but the older 3 were experts in childcare. So they kind of co-parented with me.
Right. That's funny.
So it was an adventure for all of us.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, they were definitely old enough to understand what was going on. What were some practical things that helped your home to run a little smoother during the transition?
Definitely them coming along and helping.
Yeah.
Just remembering back, I think, the things that helped when the older ones were younger, I was able to reach way back in there and pull out those emergency things, the little things like the preparing, kind of like people food prep now.
Right.
It would be preparing stuff like that. If there was a time where they actually did sleep, I could go and quickly cut up stuff or things that would be easy to then go back and grab later. Prepare bottles, because I couldn't nurse the younger 2.
Right.
So things like that was a big help.
Right.
And kind of just pulling back from stuff.
Yeah.
We had to do that a lot too.
That definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
I know the Lord blesses our efforts and can multiply, things when we have very little to give. But I'm curious what you think about Him honoring our efforts and just, does He give us more strength when we're at the end of ourselves? Does pouring out our cup for the sake of others actually fill it up?
I think it's more like, it's that grace. It's kind of like the loaves and fishes, where you think you only have this little bit.
Yeah.
But then, you pray and you seek God, and He takes that little bit and He starts to divide it and He starts to multiply it.
Right.
And I kind of get emotional with that, but
that's very true.
Yeah, when you think that something is impossible, that it's impossible to have more time, it's impossible to do one more thing, then God provides it somehow. Now you can look back and go, I have no idea how I did that.
Yeah.
I look back now at those nights of night terrors and, having both of their cribs in my room because even at 9 months, sometimes you're moving them to their own room, but for them, it was starting all over.
Right.
because they did not have that good start. So both of them in my room and them screaming,
Yeah.
because one would scream, then the other
Right, and
screams.
there's two, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You are a trooper.
Only by the grace of God.
Yes, yeah. So I have one toddler myself, but there's just always more, you know. And I think part of it, in a funny way, is like you really have no choice.
No,
Like, the Lord does
you
give you
don't.
strength, you know, and like, yeah. I'm not really sure how people do it without Him.
Yeah,
will
I don't know
say.
either.
Yeah,
I can't imagine.
either. You've mentioned to me before that raising young children changed your relationship with church at the time. Can you tell us more about that?
So with the older boys, when they were little, I guess I was, young 30s. And at that age, you want to make a name for yourself. You want to, you've got all these aspirations and ideas of things you want to do and accomplish. And especially in ministry, you start thinking, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do this. And it's so easy to say, okay, I'm doing this for God.
Yeah.
And Jesus did pull the disciples away from family. But there are times when you're doing it yourself. God didn't ask you to do it.
Yeah.
God's asking you to pour time into your family. So for me, I had got to a point where I noticed that I was spending a lot of time at church, like just because nobody else was doing it. So I assumed, okay, I need to do it because it's not being done. At that time, I was arrogant enough to think that, I was that important. But it's not that at all. God can use anybody.
Yeah.
And there are times when God wants you to step back and say, okay, I can say no. It's okay. I can say not now.
Right.
And there are times, He will ask you to do something a little extra, but you need to make sure that it's Him asking you and not because you want to make a name for yourself.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah, that reminds me of when we had our son. I used to work in the kids ministry at my church as an intern, and so I was still involved with that, and we were greeting, just multiple different things, kind of coming out of college where we were serving heavily, and so it all just...
I want to try everything, too.
Yeah, it's like, let's just, sure, why not? But you do realize that you can't do everything. Like, there's no point in running yourself into the ground. That's not what God's asking you to do. I mean, obviously it's not bad to serve at church in the ways that make sense for the season that you're in, But
there are other people in a different season that can take that role for now.
I was say, it reminds me of 1 Corinthians 12 in action. The body has different members, and we have different talents and
you don't need
purposes,
feet going everywhere.
Yes, right. But
let the hands get in there too.
Exactly. Yeah, we have different seasons.
Yes, absolutely.
What advice do you have for someone who's raising twins?
So something that when the older three, the number 2 and number 3 child, they were 18 months apart.
Okay.
So I thought, wow, this is kind of like raising twins. And I would say that. And I so regret saying that. And I need to go back and apologize to every woman who has twins. That I said that, because that is not at all true.
Not true. That's
That
funny.
is not the same as having a toddler beside you.
Yeah.
And an infant is not the same as having 2 infants.
Right. Yeah. That's funny. You found out.
Yes, I did. And I would say definitely do some research.
Yeah.
If sometimes God doesn't let you know and you're just thrown into it. Once I started speaking to other women that had multiples, I started learning things that I just didn't know, like the fact that twins or multiples don't have a personal space.
Oh,
they're in your face all the time. They don't understand personal space.
They've never had it.
Right. So one of my daughter-in-laws, one of the twins would constantly get in her face, and she says, "You are in my bubble." And he says, "I pop you, bubble."
That's hilarious. It's like, yeah, your bubble's gone.
Yeah. So that's something to remember. There's so many things that are different with multiples that you don't think
Right.
about.
Yeah, it's sort of like a different culture. I mean,
Yes.
from the beginning for them.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. They
I
have,
thought about that.
yeah, they have so many things that are different. I know even now they hold court together. They have a brother code that I don't quite
Right.
understand.
That is so funny.
So
Aw.
they'll take each other to court. I just learned that last year.
Really?
That they have always done
That's
that.
awesome. That's so funny. Do they, they just make each other answer for
I-
things or
So
unknown,
there is
secretive?
a stuffed animal that they have always used. That's the judge. They still do it, and they're
That's
14.
awesome. Right. That is incredible. Yeah.
I don't know how it works,
Mhm.
but
Yeah, that's sweet. Were there any fears that you had when they were younger about raising twins that were confirmed or denied over time?
when they were really little, you want the image, so dress them alike, and then they get to a point where you start seeing, okay, this is not right for me to do that. So you start asking, okay, what do you want to wear? So then you start seeing the difference for my sake or for my position. I've noticed with them and with other people who have twins that we know now,
Yeah.
a lot of times they're opposites.
Yeah.
Complete opposites, like dressing, the way they are introvert or extrovert.
Yeah.
They complement each other, but they're opposites.
Wow. It's very cool.
Yeah, it is really cool just to see that transition with them.
Right.
It's almost like a mother and child type transition where the child, is one with the mother, and at some point they begin to separate.
Right.
Twins are that way too. They're one
Yeah.
at birth.
Yeah.
And I assume that they consider themselves one like they would with their mother, and then they begin to separate. There's still that strong connection,
Yeah.
like a mother to a child, but there is a separation
Yeah.
too.
Exactly.
It's a really neat thing to witness.
Have you ever thought that in all of this, in the situation that they came from, that because they had each other, it was a little bit easier on them?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There'll always be that bond.
Right.
Now, they were too young to remember, the situation. Around 3, they remembered some things that I thought was really unusual, that how could they remember that from 9, almost 10 months old? But there were things that I'd never told them that they remembered. So there's a bond there that is just, I'll never understand that. Very unique. I have siblings.
Right.
My sister and I are very close. She calls me if I cry, she calls. But their bond is different,
Right. Yeah.
even more so.
What would you say to a mom who's worried about building connection after adoption?
So that was unusual to me. They would have been my great nephews
Yeah.
biologically. So of course there's a love there because there's family. But I think probably within a month into it, I started getting very concerned about it was not the same.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that transition, God showed me that it takes, while you're pregnant, there's 9 months there that you're getting to know that child. You don't get to see their face, but you're getting to know their mannerisms.
Yeah.
While they're in the womb, you're starting to learn their patterns, mannerisms. It took about 9 months
Yeah.
for that bond to create. And I don't remember the exact point when God revealed that to me. But once he revealed that to me, I'm like, oh, I get it.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, because when you first find out you're pregnant, especially your first child, you're like, oh, this is foreign. I don't know any.
Yeah.
But you grow to learn that baby. And that's the same thing that happens with adoption
Right.
too.
Wow.
That bond is created. And same really for the twins and their older siblings.
Yeah.
It took that 9 months to get that bond there.
Yeah.
So pretty awesome that God revealed that to me.
I would love to hear your take on helping them establish their own identities while still honoring their sacred bond with each other. This is something that I've always thought if I was a mom of multiples, I would want to make sure I'm somehow doing, but it's kind of I would imagine it's difficult.
It is difficult
Yeah.
because it's hard to get everything done. It's hard to do
Yeah.
everything and pay attention to everything. They automatically begin to have different interests. So, and they will criticize each other because they don't think alike.
Oh, yeah.
And they want, they're used to that. That's their twin. That's their multiple. They're supposed to think like them.
Right.
So it's hard for them too, for their other half,
Right.
to start pulling away.
Yeah.
But it is important. And I've noticed that, especially at 14. So one of the boys really wants to be outgoing and really extrovert, but he wants his brother there with him for his backup.
Yeah.
And the other brother is more introvert. He needs time away to refuel. And so we have co-op day for our homeschool. And it is a long day of teaching and interacting with a lot of people. There's 20-something families.
Okay.
And homeschoolers have a lot of kids.
Yeah. I was going to say that sounds like a lot of people.
So that's a lot of
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
So by the end of the day, one of the guys is he's spent. He is ready to go in his room and just be in silence. And the other one he's still ready to go. So that same day, then he has Civil Air Patrol that evening.
Okay.
So he goes and gets even more.
Right.
And while the other one is at home in the silence.
Yes. So just leave me here.
Yeah, just leave me alone, please.
What encouragement do you have for someone that's navigating complicated family situations in the process of adoption?
That's hard too. So when the twins came home, I was actually having marital problems. So my husband was not there at the time. He had actually moved out a week or two prior.
Oh, wow. The timing.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
So God pours it on. So when my dad called, it was very bizarre that I just heard God say, go. There was nobody else to ask. And I just knew
Yeah.
God said, go. So I went and grabbed them and did not consider anything else. And maybe God set it up that way. I don't know.
Right.
But it's just relying on God, knowing that no matter what's going on around you, God knows what's coming.
Yeah.
He knows the future. We obviously don't. And we just have to follow his lead.
Right.
I mean, it's so simple, but we make it complicated.
Yeah, that's true.
We complicate everything. So I think it's just staying in the Word and staying prayed up,
Right.
knowing that no matter what's going on around me, keep my eyes on Jesus so that I don't sink.
Yeah.
And he's gonna get me through that. So that's the only thing that I can say.
Right.
Again, looking back, I have no clue how that happened or how God got us through that,
Right.
but he will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm going to read this so I don't mess up the verse. God decided in advance to adopt us into his own family by bringing us to himself through Jesus Christ. And that's Ephesians 1:5. So to me, adoption has always just been like a beautiful correlation to the gospel.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious what your thoughts are on that.
Again, like I had explained before, that there was that 9 months of getting to know. I think we're the same when we're new Christians.
Yeah.
God knows us. Obviously, there's no lack of bond there.
Right.
It takes us a while to grow that bond with the Lord and learn to hear his voice, know his voice, and to understand his character.
Right.
So I think that's such a great correlation that it's a learning process. Just like it is when you adopt a child. You know, for us, it's the adult and the child bonding. Obviously, with us, with God, he already knows us. He's just waiting on us.
Right.
But it's the same type thing.
Yeah.
That it takes time to know that character, to know his voice, and to trust him, to trust that he's got you. Just like a child that's being adopted learns through your actions and through fruit, the fruit of the Spirit. They see it and they begin to trust.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same.
It's a great analogy. That's a great perspective. Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely.
All right, our last question here. If there's a mom watching this who's just feeling overwhelmed and tired and not sure she's doing enough, what would you want her to hear?
I actually made some notes on that. So I wrote, Dinner can wait. Go outside, put your kid in the dirt.
That's a good
Bugs are protein. Dirt, it has minerals. You need sunshine and a moment to experience creation. Also, this is only a season.
Yeah.
That was something an older woman taught me when my kids were little, that this is only a season.
Yeah.
You can get through it. Don't miss
Yeah.
what you're going through now, because there's going to come a time.
Yeah. When they're old. Yeah. I know. I try to think about that when I'm rocking my son.
And you're so tired.
I know. And I'm like, oh my goodness. But I try to just take it in. And I've heard someone say to think about all the senses.
Oh, yeah.
So like, what do I hear? I hear a sound machine. What do I feel? I feel his little head on my shoulder. And just to really take in the moment. Because
That's
one day you
awesome.
will be, older, and your kids are going to be older, and it's just like that.
Yeah.
But it is hard to enjoy it when you're in it.
Yes.
So that's great advice.
Yeah. So in closing, I would say they won't always remember whether you had the best clothes on them, whether you worked hard enough to get them every activity. What they will remember, though, is the time that there was no food on the table, there was no food in the fridge, but Mom set the table, and Mom prayed. And the neighbor showed up at the door. She was in culinary school, and her whole class had made a feast, and none of them wanted it.
Oh my goodness.
And God told her to bring the entire feast to us. So we got a 5-star meal of a huge feast that God had prepared before I ever prayed. That's the stuff they remember.
Right. Yeah. Wow. That's an awesome testimony. There really is nothing like a praying mom,
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for doing this with me.
Yeah.
It's been such a blessing to me. I can't wait to share it.
I'm excited too. It's an honor to be able to share and to speak into someone else's life.
Thank you to anyone who's still watching or listening. I pray it's been an encouragement to you if you're someone with multiples or just a young mom with young children. And I'll see you later. Just in time. Hey.
Watson.